this was included in the tariffs announcement that Trump did on April 2nd. It's gotten a lot less talked about for obvious reasons than the tariffs, but de minimis exemption for Chinese imports ends May 2nd. Amazon sellers should prepare. Starting May 2nd, the U.S. will officially end the de minimis exemption for shipments from China and Hong Kong, meaning low-cost packages under $800 will now be subject to duties and fees. Postal shipments will face flat duty charges of $25 to $50 per item, with possible formal entry procedures required. The policy change primarily affects sellers relying on direct from China fulfillment, such as those using suppliers through Shein, Temu, or similar platforms. Amazon sellers sourcing from China should expect higher costs, delays, and potential disruptions, and may need to explore US-based or alternative sourcing options. Now, I did read somewhere else as well, or maybe it was in this article, that once all of the logistics of charging for these de minimis, these small packages are in place, he mentioned that it will likely expand to other countries as well outside of China and Hong Kong.
Yeah. I think that in the case of Amazon Haul, which Amazon just announced, hey, we're so proud of ourselves, we just brought Amazon Haul to desktop as well.
Yep. Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah, I think I tagged you in my post on that.
Yep.
You know, this is a good thing, because one thing that I hate and have hated to watch happen is the flood of junk products that have just flowed into the country.
Yep.
There's even one that I got scammed with, and I consider myself a fairly well-educated consumer at this point after 15 years of ecom, where I bought something and it showed up, and despite me verifying the measurements, something changed between the product page and the checkout page, and I didn't catch it, and I received this completely useless. It was a like a filter for the window, tint
Okay.
for home windows.
Yep.
And I got this. I'm like, what is this? I contact the company. Boom, domain's gone. Nobody's there. Right. And this came in. This was a product that came in direct from China.
That's the big issue with like Temu and Shein and other companies like that, direct from China. China's the main one, right? So we talk about China, but it could be coming from anywhere. They have no liability in the United States, and you have no recourse if they just disappear like that. You're not going to go over to China and be like, hey, give me my stuff or give me my money back. They're going to laugh in your face if you try to do that, So that's the biggest problem with this de minimis loophole that there was, and why it's a good thing of going it away, because it levels the playing field between sellers coming from overseas and sellers that are based in the United States. Now, ideally, I would like to see, to go along with this, more regulation decreases in the United States, lower income taxes, and lower taxes overall in the United States to make U.S. companies more competitive. And that's something we have to do to go along with the tariffs, along with eliminating this de minimis loophole as well, because if we don't, then you're just jacking up the price on American consumers, right? You're just doing protectionism at that point. If you're just having the tariffs and eliminating these loopholes and not fixing the United States. I think that's the goal. With DOGE, they're cutting the size of government, and there talks about eliminating the income tax for anybody under $150,000 a year in the US in income. And then they're cutting regulations and things like that. as much as they can do on an executive level. The income taxes they have to get through Congress, along with more advanced deregulation efforts, needs to go through Congress as well. So that'll be the question if those can get through, because the Republicans in the House, I think, only have like a 2-seat majority or 3-seat majority. And in the Senate, I believe it's a 1-seat majority there. So you have to get 100% of Republicans on board and or get some Democrats on board, which can happen. There's, there's people on both sides. There's Republicans that are voting against a lot of the things that Trump wants to do, but there's also some Democrats that have voted with the Republicans in some cases to do certain things. So we'll have to wait and see. That everything is up in the air. What's going to happen with the tariffs and with the de minimis loophole, whether that's going to result in higher prices overall, or if it's going to go the other way and countries eliminate their tariffs, and then the U.S. eliminates their tariffs, decreases income taxes, decreases regulations. So it's all going to come down to that. And so we're going to see a lot of hyperbole over the next month as this all shakes out. You're going to see, the legacy news media talking about how it's the end of the world and Trump is, pushing grandma off a cliff and killing all the old people. They're going to talk like that. And then you're going to have the, the newer media and the conservative media talking about, Trump is doing the greatest thing since sliced bread, and everything is going to be perfect. The reality is going to be, as always, somewhere in the middle there. So we'll have to wait and see what actually happens. So I'm excited to see changes that somebody's trying to do something right. I've wanted stuff like this to happen, especially the cutting of government, for a long time. I think we're extremely bloated and spend way too much money, and it harms businesses, all the regulations and stuff like that. So we'll have to hurry up and wait and see on that. But I am leaning towards, like I said, I try to not make rash conclusions on what Trump does, because he always tries to do the shock and awe, and then in the end it ends up being something different. So I have a feeling this is going to play out in that an overall lowering of tariffs, potentially a elimination of the income tax for a lot of people, and a lot of deregulations. So that is my prediction, but we will wait and see. In the interim, there's going to be a lot of craziness, stock market all over, prices probably going up on Amazon and other places before it's going to get better, but we'll see. That is my prediction, though. And if you're out there watching, I see we've got a bunch of people watching live with us. Throw your comments in the chat. I'd be happy to bring them into the live here and talk about them. Or if you have questions on something else that's not related to this, happy to answer those questions as well. And hopefully Danon will jump back on here with us as well. If not, I will just keep giving you as much of my opinions and thoughts as possible here.